making really
Yo, what it do, everybody? Some man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. What's goody, everybody doing out there? Appreciate it so much that everyone is joining me back here for Talk Pro Wrestling. Good morning, good night, good afternoon to all my listeners across the world, wherever you may be at. UK, Germany, the States, all over, man. Thank you guys for tuning back in. Whether you listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or tuning in and watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Yes, subscribe to the 1130 podcast, wherever you get the podcast at. That's real. Like it, leave a comment, do all that great stuff, you guys. And don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. But you guys, like I said, it's time to talk pro wrestling. I got my guys back here on Talk Pro Wrestling, Warren Marlowe and my guy Blackhart, man. Yo, this week we're gonna chat it up with some pro wrestling with a lot that's been going on here this week. How's it going, you guys?
What up? I'm doing
First
good.
off, fuck WWE, fuck AEW. The both companies ain't shit for blocking my video last week, punk bitches. So nah, I'm not in a good mood today.
Oh man, she is not in the good mood today. Man, WWE been doing some real shitty stuff. I know, man. With them been blocking your video, man. I was watching. I was like, what's going on? And an old video of mine got blocked recently because of WWE. So, yeah, you know.
Yeah, first it was WWE. Then AEW came after me this morning. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, now all of a sudden y'all actually want to put y'all foot down? I'm like, fuck y'all cocksuckers, man. I'll die in the fucking cage.
Yeah, man. The YouTube thing, man, is real crazy. Real crazy. I know AEW is definitely really like savvy with it though, but I ain't know WWE was like that. But other than that, man, Jim said he's not in the good mood right now, but we gonna try to get him in a good mood talking about wrestling. Warren Marlowe, what's going on with you, my guy?
What up? Hey, Shiz, we got you, man. We got you. We'll hold you. Give you an air hug.
Stop it.
All the way from Florida, man.
Stop it right now.
I know why you're so mad. It's so cold where you're at, bro.
Stop it right now. Don't even do this.
Oh man. Hey, you guys,
don't
man.
even do this shit. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Warren. Don't do it, Warren, man. We're gonna ease him up.
Warren's the type of person that wants to poke holes and think that shit's cute, but then when I say something disrespectful, it gets things out of context.
Me?
Yes, you. You heard me?
Why?
What you mean, why?
I just said, man, okay. My bad.
Okay. All right.
My bad, Uncle Shiz.
Warren, you definitely shit for that.
Okay. We got that out the way. Before we get into some wrestling, everyone, I want to make another huge announcement here on Talk Pro Wrestling. I revealed a couple of weeks ago that yes, I will be a dad, and that's really awesome. I just found out that I'm going to be having a son, so that's even more awesome. So thank you everyone for all the shout outs and whoever hit me up and everything. So that's going to be awesome, man. But enough of that, you guys. We're going to get into some wrestling. We were talking about this over the last couple of weeks, and it's been a trending topic. Adam Cole, obviously, he's no longer in WWE. He's in AEW doing his thing. We spoke about it here on the podcast before, and we're supposed to have another guy here, but obviously, you know, you get.
Nah, fuck the other motherfucking guy. He's a fat fuck who doesn't want to show his fucking face. I had enough of this shit. Next topic.
Okay, all right. Adam Cole, like I was saying, Adam Cole. How do you guys think that Adam Cole's spot has dropped in AEW since joining?
Well, we're gonna get the hypocritical person first, so go ahead and get that to Warren right now.
Why is that gotta be the hypocritical? I think yes.
I mean, hypocritical. You've been hypocritical every. No. Shut up. You've been hypocritical everything that AEW does ever since the very fucking beginning. How is that?
I praised it.
Yes, you have. No, you do not. You always.
You just said yes. I have.
The match was long. The story was. The story was inconsistent. It took too damn long because people don't like storytelling at its finest. They'd rather have you get this thing done within 3 weeks, whatever the case may be. So I'm gonna just let you go for that.
Okay. Warren, man. Has Adam Cole's stock dropped since he's signed and joined AEW?
I mean, if you think of the booking and how he did in NXT, he was basically untouchable in NXT. AEW, I could tell he's having fun with it. You can tell for a fact he's enjoying where he's at, and I think that in everybody's eyes, they think he's doing good just because of his match record in ways. But I mean, in a way, I feel like he's playing a puppet with the Bucks, and then obviously now that what do they call the Red Dragon? Is that what Fish and Bobby and them? I meant Riley and them called the Red Dragon as the tag team, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, that's what they've been called.
Okay, the Red Dragon. I mean, he's had good matches. I mean, I wish that they could do a little bit more with him. I thought maybe they would push him high up as like how they did Bryan Danielson right off the rip. I thought you could have actually had those two as your main marquee guys for Page, in my opinion. But I mean,
Okay.
all right, yeah.
Okay.
Y'all motherfuckers are just impatient. That's what's wrong with y'all motherfuckers. Y'all motherfuckers were so developed in Triple H and Triple H and Shawn Michaels rivalry that took different chapters over years. This company has only been around for 2 fucking years. Why are you guys all of a sudden now reevaluating Adam Cole because he only been there for not even for a cup of coffee yet?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We're still seeing a lot of people getting their fucking feet wet. I'm not defending AEW. I'm still screaming fuck AEW because y'all blocked my fucking footage. Y'all blocked my video earlier, so I really don't give a shit about the company right now. But when it comes to this, people are just like they need wrestling like they need their drugs. Right? So this is what they get their fix. They don't want to be patient. They'll go to anywhere to try to find their action or type of sort. That's why there's so many other promotions that's out there that's giving people what they want. Key question is, are you willing to wait literally each and every week to see if the story develops or not? I don't think a lot of motherfuckers do. I'm sorry. So I don't agree with that. I think right now it's still too early for us to tell. People are so used to things like, okay, if he's gonna go there, he should be world heavyweight champion within 6 months. That's so, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that.
That worked their asses off for the last 2.5 years throughout the whole COVID stage, and got the fuck up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're totally.
Nah, go ahead, Warren, because you want to say something. Go ahead.
No, I'm not saying he should be heavyweight champion, but I thought he could have probably been one of the major heel guys that could actually have helped push Page's run or somebody's build up rank or something like that. I just felt like his role was really basically babysitter. It felt like literally him with the Bucks. I mean, the dude's getting kissed on the cheek and stuff like that. Like I'm just like,
have you not checked out his previous stuff before he came to
credibility, man?
Wait, no, wait. But have you checked out the man's shit before he went to NXT? Where him and the Young Bucks were going around different promotions and doing trios matches.
I get that, but I'm just saying change it up.
Wait. But that's not the same thing how all these fans want to ask, who's this Danhausen cat? How about motherfuckers do they fucking research on these guys before they say, oh.
I was happy about Danhausen.
The whole reception last week when he made that whole surprise appearance was lackluster. Because why? They don't give them the background of these wrestlers to know what they're watching so they can get accustomed to it. That's also another problem.
I think it's kind of like how WWE fans are. Like they don't know anybody unless they come on a WWE product TV, and then when they come on, and they're just like, "Who?" I mean, that's been for so many years. And then when
they go to another promotion, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
they're going to bring up some of that old stuff to try to hype up the next person, but according to this seems like already people just want this shit like it's drugs. I'm sorry, folks. We can't be fucking patient. We can't wait for your weed man to be like, yo, it's going to take me this amount of time to pull up on you to bring you shit. You're going to call someone the fuck else. Shit, I did this earlier today.
Hey, man, you guys
Wrestling's based off storytelling. It's based off storytelling.
And this is what a majority of the people want. And this, they just want the reward without having the risk. which is
Hey, you guys, man, got good points. Really do. My point on this, because I saw it and it was like a trending topic going around, and all the wrestling groups, and I sit back. I really don't do too much commenting in these wrestling groups because it gets wicked and it gets wild, man. Really going back and forth with these wrestling fans. But nonetheless, Adam Cole's stock, in my opinion, has never dropped. He's not going nowhere. He's actually just getting started. The fact that he's with Young Bucks, in my opinion, I like it. Obviously he got Kyle O'Reilly and he got Bobby Fish with him. So now when Kenny Omega comes back,
Roddy Strong is going to get released next. He's definitely going to be one of the key people that's going to be going over there. And then the whole Undisputed Era, everyone is going to get that with the same feeling that you once had when they all came together in NXT over the years. You're going to see it again here. Whenever that time comes, who knows?
Yeah, you're right. But I just don't think his stock is dropped. It's just beginning. And when Kenny Omega returns, I think that's going to be, the feud right there.
Turn.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the feud right there.
Finally, Adam Cole is going to get more TV time because why? He's going to be leading the charge. Actually, Young Bucks is going to be still indecisive about where they're fucking that they stand with Kenny and Adam because the whole shit that's going on between the both of them during the off season and shit like that. And whenever Omega comes back from his series of injuries and shit like that he's still recuperating from. So this is we got to start looking at this shit as chapters. Okay?
Yeah. And
we start looking at this shit as chapters, you would get much more intrigued with it instead of just getting the weekly fights each and every fucking week. Because therefore, when they start running out of good ideas or good matches to put on TV, what happens? You got another WWE stigma all over again. And then what?
Mm-hmm. Hey, man.
So folks, man, put down the needle and just sit back, detox for 6 days. When when the 7th day comes, when wrestling comes on TV, go nuts with it.
Hey, I love the point. I love the point Blackheart just made. And a lot of people say AEW storytelling takes too long. Does it take too long, or is it people, like you said, people just need to wait?
They speed it up. They don't take long. A great example: Adam Page versus Bryan Danielson. There was no really a big build up to it. Like literally, they were just like, "Hey, okay, let's do it on a Dynamite."
Up within the next 2 to 3 weeks. What's the part about building up a rivalry? Do you not fucking understand AEW? You had a hot commodity right then and there, but yet you decided to do it within 2 matches within weeks. I said, this is bad. This should have been pay-per-view quality, a pay-per-view match, a pay-per-view title. People would die to fucking see. People would die to spend their hard-earned money to actually watch this. You gave us to it on free fucking television. As I keep screaming out for fucking way long already. This has been bad. These TV specials are killing AEW, and maybe the four pay-per-views, maybe it shouldn't be like that anymore. Maybe it
shouldn't even be pay-per-views.
You know what I'm saying? Like every 2 months, a pay-per-view happens. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that one, because you keep stretching out these shits to whenever that you get to one of these pay-per-views, people are gonna be like, it's about time that this thing is gonna be over with. Hope and pray we get the right winner. If not, we're gonna see this thing continue on. And we'll talk about AEW in a few moments too, because of what happened last night. So, yeah.
Hey, okay, you guys, man, I love it. While we on AEW, another thing that took place on AEW that someone just froze up and got stuck because of the fans chanting, "Shut the fuck up." And we're talking about Brandy. What was you guys' thoughts on how she received everything? I thought it was gold. The fact that Dan Lambert is the guy that, all the fans are supposed to be telling, shut the fuck up. But yeah, Brandy Rose, he's telling Brandy, the fans are telling Brandy Rose, shut the fuck up. She can't even remember her promo afterwards. So she's just stunned. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh man, that was, yeah.
It was nasty. Like it was nasty, like a bad cheese smell.
Yeah.
Is she supposed to be like a baby face in this deal with them and Lambert?
this whole thing between her and Cody is not working. They need to just pull a babyface run, pull the whole dynamic couple, the whole Triple H and Stephanie regime in 2000 in WWF. They here with this, and they would do that, and then Tony Khan would have to start
get over
camera and shit like that. Blah 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 blah. You get a little bit more intrigued when it comes to that shit, but no, you're not gonna get.
You would have so many stories. You would have so many stories with that scenario. Like if you think about it, some of the best era around that time was Stephanie and Triple H running the WWE. I mean, you literally tuned in every week just to see, hey, who could stop them? Who could do that? You have that with Cody and Brandy. I mean, how many more visual can that be? Like, you are not even being able to say a word on the microphone, and they're supposed to actually support you because you're going against Dan Lambert. They sat out, hated that little feud that he had with Jericho, and they're on his side now. That's like saying, hey, you're rooting for MJF versus your top babyface at that time. It just doesn't make sense. And they're gonna keep feeding into it, and people are just gonna let them know how it is. I mean, it is to the point. I'm a big fan of Cody, but him and his wife, they need to go up and try to act like, you know what, we run this show. It's either our way or no way. Like literally run it as like how Triple H and Stephanie did. Now it would go so much over. The storylines would be so much easier to run. You would be able to have a longevity in these shows. You don't have to have these big marquee matches. You would literally tune in and be like, who could stop Cody? Who could shut him and Brandy up this week? Like, it's just all around.
Yeah, definitely. They need somebody to shut them up because it seems like every time Brandy come out there, it seems like it's all.
They did that all right.
It always goes wrong.
Listen. Cody just needs to just grow some fucking balls. Go out there and say, "Oh, y'all want to boo me because
screw y'all."
The fact that I done it really shoot from the heart and be like, you know what? Then fuck y'all, motherfuckers. And he needs to pull a Bret Hart '97 out his ass. So
but some of those promos he's already done is just lackluster.
You can make you kiss my ass and just go full throttle with that, and then you would get the heat, and people would be like, "Thank God that you have to be treated with this." Now we can see him coming out with the fancy suit and everything else, and then he can start acting cocky and arrogant as fuck. And that's what I think right now they need, because there's too many baby faces over there. And then we already talked about this before, how it's a baby face company. See a lot of these baby faces now getting more over, but we don't see enough heels getting that at least proper build up besides MJF, and that's going to keep the team off from there. Not really giving that pedestal to be like, okay, this is your time, this is your year, let's go and do this.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
You guys are right, man. You guys, man, we're gonna move on, man. On Dynamite, as we, still talking about Dynamite. It was a matchup that was going to kick off Dynamite between Jon Moxley and Brian Kendrick. But Brian Kendrick was pulled from the event. Did you guys have any whereabouts or news of why Brian Kendrick was pulled from?
What all happened with that? I'm still trying to figure that out.
Something that according to a source that I went to yesterday when I asked him that question, there was like something that he said about the Holocaust and some shit like that. So basically some anti-Semitic stuff. So it's one of those things. So that's the reason why they had to pull him away.
How the hell did the Holocaust even get into a conversation for
something
about
Adolf
that?
Something about Adolf Hitler, and he didn't believe that Adolf Hitler could have done all that stuff.
Oh gosh, he might not long enough.
He's in trouble right along with Whoopi Goldberg right now from saying a whole lot of stuff right there about that. But yeah, that's that, man.
What the hell?
Yeah, I know. All right,
that's a WTF moment right here.
WTF all the way, man, all the way. Okay, another thing that took place on Dynamite was the big matchup between CM Punk and MJF.
Pay-per-view.
What you guys' thoughts on MJF defeating CM Punk and handing CM Punk his first loss?
It was in Chicago, right?
Yes, it was.
So I think that's where the impactfulness was. like we've said from the beginning, this kept the story, keep it going, whatever. I like it because it was in Chicago, but I kind of still wish that was a pay-per-view match. I mean, those two guys really are really the main talk of AEW right now. It's CM Punk versus MJF. And now that MJF has gave CM Punk his first loss, it's you don't know where it's going to go from there now. Obviously, with Wardlow or something like that.
Yeah, they treated the match as like a pay-per-view though, but also you just mentioned Wardlow.
You ruined it. You ruined the credibility to it, in my opinion.
Yeah, but
because now it's like what's next?
Yeah, but I think the biggest thing for CM Punk was handing him his first loss. Like he been here, he just been doing the same old thing, he just been winning, and the fact that MJF, the guy he been feuding with, he handed him his loss. So, and then also like you just mentioned, I was just about to say Wardlow. They mentioned a couple of weeks ago that MJF would take all his salary, if he didn't, help him out and stuff. So he powerbombed him and gave him that look like, okay, there you go. So where my money at? And then I think after this, you definitely probably gonna see an MJF and Wardlow beef.
Did that remind y'all of the JBL and Shawn Michaels storyline that they did back then when they tried to say Shawn Michaels was broke or something like that? And Shawn Michaels just had to do all favors for JBL because he worked for him.
It gave me a vibe, but it didn't really, pointed me to that type of direction because Shawn Michaels is smaller than the JBL was right now in this thing. You mean tell me that
Wardlow is way too big?
That grow his balls and be like, you know what? You're not gonna talk to me like that. You been talking with some proper fucking respect, or otherwise I will whoop your ass. Do something with the guy. Last night should have been the proof that they're not ready to pull the trigger with him going babyface to Seth, even though I felt like last night was the perfect time to actually fucking do it. CM Punk is undefeated. The story now would transfer over to MJF and Wardlow to the breakup of the Pinnacle, and then you have a little bit more content to fill all the way up to Revolution, which is in March 5th. So you still have a whole month to be able to build that bridge to get a pay-per-view match between MJF and Wardlow, and we didn't get that last night. Pathetic. I thought the match was way too long. I'm sorry, they gave them way too much time. As you all said, this was a pay-per-view field fight, so why didn't you just take that for the fucking pay-per-view? Why y'all rushing this shit right here? Why y'all giving this shit to me on free fucking television, which I don't give a shit about? I give a shit about the pay-per-view fights, and the pay-per-view fights are going to make me want to watch your content each and every fucking week. Mm-hmm. This is what, like I said, you get the mental retard people watching this shit every fucking week. You want the people that's going to want to spend their hard-earned money for these pay-per-views, so they can be like, okay, now it comes to Wednesday and Fridays now on TV. I can actually enjoy it. Now I can actually follow along with it pretty damn concrete. We didn't get that shit here last night. Now, the one thing I gotta say about the false finish with the chain, this is when I knew this was gonna be going within two picture-in-picture commercials and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, they're giving them 40 fucking minutes. And I said to myself, this is bad. Because if the wrong person wins, you wasted a whole lot of your time on this match. Not that I don't disagree with the match itself. I love the match. But the match was good. Too long. Wardlow is a straight mark-ass bitch. Yeah, you heard me fucking say that. Grow some fucking balls, you big Oompa Loompa. Body slam that fucking body slam the fucking Jewish prince. So, you know what I'm saying? You'll say the awesome shit. And just go on a complete rabbit spree of just trying to get your hands back on the ball. That's what you need to fucking do right now. They're not pulling the trigger. So, we'll get mad at me for the fuck I say, but I don't give a fuck what the fuck do these feel like. You want to be, you want to be praising this thing like it's the next second fucking coming, I'll be like, yeah, there's still some loopholes in the thing that we still see on the basis that they're not clean up their fucking facts about. Sorry,
it's
folks.
Gonna kill him. It's gonna kill him in the long run because, like how we just said with the pay-per-view fight, is because Paul Heyman said his best. It's hit you with the positives, hide the weaknesses. If you can't motherfuckers do that, then you should not be on fucking television. Done. Now you can go. So here's an example. Here's a good example. Like how we talk about, why don't you wait till the pay-per-view? Because now people are not going to pay what price that pay-per-view is, because guess what? They've already seen it on Dynamite.
No, time out. Wait, time out. But people rather spend $75 on the Royal Rumble that just happened last week. Get the fuck out of here.
It was $75
Get the
for that?
fuck
I
out
paid
of here.
I paid $5. I ain't paying $75 for that.
No, I mean, no, for the people that don't have Peacock. So say like in the Midwest, if like the Midwest, like the Nebraska, Oklahoma type shit, where they don't
I
have
ain't saying all that, but I mean,
of an international resource out there, they have to go order stuff through pay-per-views. You mean tell me that those people will spend $75 fucking dollars on the pay-per-view that you watched just last weekend from the biggest wrestling company in the world?
Now I do give them, as far as WWE goes, yes, people still buy pay-per-views if they don't have the digital streaming service though. But yes, AEW pay-per-views are cheaper though. But the only people who are not going to buy a $50 AEW pay-per-views are the diehard WWE fans and stuff like that. That's
no, the reason why I was saying that is because, like how we said, you should have waited on a pay-per-view, because now you gave us something like this. Now it's just like, what else can you do with that story? What else can you bring with that? And hashtag Big Oompa Loompa. That was great. But Wardlow really had a chance to really stand out in this feud, to make it that visual to him. And like how Shiz just said, I think it failed, because this was Wardlow's chance to really get a spotlight on him and get out of that shadow of MJF, and it kind of vanished, in my opinion.
Yeah, it really did. It kind of vanished, man. Hey, but you guys, man, we're going to move on here on Talk Pro.
Marlowe, grow some fucking balls. That's all I got to say, bottom line.
Marlowe. Oh, boy.
We're going to move on here on the podcast, you guys. Ring of Honor has announced their first inductees of the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame. And man, it is going to be the Briscoe brothers, man. How do you guys feel about this? And once I heard this announcement, I was like, yo, these guys are some OGs of Ring of Honor. They've been here from the get-go, man. And I think it's really, really dope, from them turning down multiple times to come in the WWE, to stay on the independent scenes, to keep working on their craft, man. It's one of the best tag teams out there. So, whoever want to go first, man, what you guys' thoughts on the Briscoes becoming the first inductees in the Hall of Fame?
Well overdue.
You said long overdue.
Yeah, I mean, they really are great fucking tag team.
But I'm going to say it like this. Bryan Danielson should have been the first one to get it.
Bryan Danielson, okay.
Single competitors.
No,
yes,
stop it.
Tag team wise, I like that pick.
No, but you want to go back to the fucking essence. You want to go back to the fucking essence. All the people that may bring on the way they fucking should have got that shit.
But you know what? The only reason why I think they chose the Briscoes, because
I think it was because to cater to the audience that what they have now.
Because the Briscoes reminded me, if I'm getting this correct, the Briscoes has been in Ring of Honor since the beginning, right? And if that's the case, they are the Undertaker to the Ring of Honor, as WWE goes. If they've been there that long,
They're more of the League of they're more of the Legion of Boom. The Legion of Doom when it comes to that. When it comes to Ring of Honor, they've been there for a long time. They're highly recognized. They won many tag team championships in that one company, and they're very highly respectable. So. Any company would pay top dollar to sign them the fuck over, to get them the fuck over there. They chose to stay. They're all about loyalty. If you treat them right,
I think that's why they put them in there. I think that's why.
And I think for them choosing, a CM Punk or a Bryan Danielson, that would have been already predictable, because those guys are the biggest guys, and who say they...
Whoa, but what you mean? But they're the fucking foundation, though.
They're the foundation.
So many people who in the Ring of Honor... He was do their own careers and then go on to the next place. But
you are so right.
I think that's probably why they didn't pick them first either, is because like how we just said, the Briscoes were loyal to Ring of Honor.
That's what I was just saying. And I think that's why they picked the Briscoes first, because they like it's very predictable. Okay, it's gonna be Bryan Danielson. Who says they're not gonna be in it? They probably are, but I'm pretty sure they chose, like you said, the loyalty ones first. And hey, definitely probably, seeing Bryan Danielson or, other guys in the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame soon. But we're going to move on here, you guys, man, on Talk Pro Wrestling. this past week went down was the Royal Rumble. Everybody had their thoughts and opinions about it. But we're gonna start it off with the first matchup. Roman Reigns took on Seth freaking Rollins for the Universal Championship. I'm just gonna say my thoughts off first because I know you guys got some amazing opinions about this matchup. First off, I just love the fact how the story, the storytelling was told in this matchup. For Seth Rollins coming out there in the Shield old attire, and from all the mind games that was played from Seth to Roman and to the match to end in the DQ to start off the pay per view. Not great at all. But the simple fact that Roman beat the crap out of Seth Rollins, as like Seth Rollins did to Dean Ambrose and Roman back in 2014 when he turned on him. So, not the favorite matchup for as far as the outcome, but as far as storytelling, I thought it was amazing though. What you guys thoughts on Roman versus Seth?
All right.
Go ahead, Shiz. We know you're ready.
Okay, fuck you on that one. Anyway, I'm not gonna talk too down on this. The match was but the finish, the ending of the match was where the exclamation point comes from for me. Because as we go deeper into that pay-per-view, this was Act 1 of the break that they was building within the whole pay-per-view with the premium live event. I'm still calling it pay-per-view. And my mama told me that it's a pay-per-view, I'm going to call it pay-per-view. So fuck it, kiss my ass. Anyway, so this was Act 1 of 3 acts within this pay-per-view event. And of course, the nostalgia feel of Seth Rollins coming out with the attire, the music, the walkway, every fucking thing. And you read Roman's face. He's like, you cannot believe you're really doing this. You're really going back. You're really trying to use this shit against me. Are you serious? That's psychological imaging, and I fucking love it. What's the way that you can get to a man without really touching him? It's mine. And this was right on the fucking money. But also, I said this before, this gave me the feel of the Joker versus Batman.
Yep.
Joker with Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns now got to be played as Batman because why? He's just been doing me, bashing and smashing everyone to win the perfect adversary with the perfect previous history that these two go back on is right in our faces, and we see it. And towards the end of the finish, when the guilty choke was put in, and Roman's not letting the fuck go even after the 5 count. He gets DQ, but he goes nuts. Chair shot to chair shot to chair shot. Same shit we seen back in 2014 when the infamous Seth Rollins chair shot to destroy the show. And we see it here saying, I can never forgive you. This is what you did to me. This is what you did to Moxley. This is what you did to yourself. This is what the hell that you destroyed for with your own bare hands. I loved it. It just showed more that now Seth is now officially a babyface more than anything in the fucking world. Because you take advantage of a heel, you're no longer a heel now. You're no longer the second part. This is the second tier of heel anymore. Now you are now a face right now. So I love the ending because it says a lot of the psychological damage that Seth has done to Roman, and what we see later on that night adds up to it. So kudos to Seth, my Joker, being the who's the last Joker that played who's the person that played the last Joker?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, that's exactly him right now. He's not Heath Ledger, but he's definitely Phoenix.
All right. I agree with you on that. The one thing that I was so mesmerized by, like how that story was so impelling, because how we thought Roman Reigns could not be touched. Like he's even said it on promo. I'm in God mode now. You can't touch me. Even the past is the past. We just got proven that Roman, that past is not gone. That past still affected him. That past really almost cost him the match in ways, because Roman usually in matches dominates. He controls the outcome. That's how Roman has always been since he has been the tribal chief. And as a wrestling perspective and stuff like that, man, you don't see storytelling like that nowadays. Like for Seth to come out to the Shield entrance song and seeing Roman's entrance, I mean his reaction when that Shield music come on, that literally could have solidified the match right there. They wouldn't even have to have the match. Just right there, just seeing that part, you're just like, oh shit, this is about to go down. And when you saw that look, and it's just like, let's freaking go. What we were talking about, like wait a feud out till the pay-per-view. This match has been built up since the Shield was disbanded, basically. And that match, it showed the whole time. And honestly, Seth still worked as a heel in that match. And I agree with Shiz is saying, like, hey, Roman now just made Seth a babyface, but I think only with Roman against him. I don't think him with wrestling anybody else will make him a babyface just because of how he's portrayed, how his gimmick is and stuff like that. And I mean, just all around, I really enjoyed it because guess what? Like how you just said, the exclamation point just happened right there. Now, what's next? Obviously, we see Elimination Chamber and everything else.
Hey man,
I mean, the story was built. The story was built. I liked it. I liked the match. Definitely. All around, I thought it was a perfect ending in ways too because it showed Roman Reigns, one, didn't have the Usos to help him. Two, it literally showed he was kind of afraid in ways. Like he literally could not control the outcome of that match. So what was the best thing he could do? Get disqualified.
Yeah, you're right. He was more than a bit frustrated, and he was like, "Man, I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do, whatever it takes to keep my Universal Championship." Because
his personal feelings affected the match.
Yep.
His personal feelings, right, has affected the match.
Yep. So
that's what I got out of the storytelling. That's why I was so invested in that match. Just because
that's the same thing too. I was like, the only reason why that we didn't get a clean finish was because they're going to try to end this by Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia. So that chapter is done, and then Roman goes on to face Brock Lesnar or shit like that for WrestleMania time. So they still want to keep something going, keep content going, at least so when they get past the halfway point, and then now we in WrestleMania grind mode. Roman, Brock, all right, then cool, then you over here. Lashley, we know what the fuck we are going to do with you, but we're going to do something with you or something of that nature. That's when shit's going to start falling into place. A lot. Well, we already know 3 matches already for WrestleMania this year, so it's not hard to tell.
Yeah, it's not hard to tell at all. The next match at the Royal Rumble would be the Women's Royal Rumble matchup, and in my opinion, I thought this was one of the dopest matchups, on the card. As far as the Royal Rumble.
I'm a fan of Sailor Moon after that match.
Someone else said that the Royal Rumble main event, men's Royal Rumble match was basically a mid-carders Royal Rumble, and that's how I felt a little bit. Besides a certain individuals, though, but nonetheless, as far as the women's Royal Rumble goes, I thought it was dope. The only complaint that I have that no one seems anticipated on making it to the ring. Everybody was just like, okay, I'm just gonna walk towards the ring, not really run. I thought that was
that's a long ramp, bro. That's a long ramp.
That ramp reminds me of WrestleMania ramps.
I wouldn't run down that ramp, man. You get blown up, and think about how long the time limit that you're supposed to be given to wrestling that match, man. You gonna get winded off the rip. I mean, look at the opening, how we did our episode last week. Titus O'Neil. I think that was the big factor too. I think that's another reason why people have not been running down the ramp so much is because they don't want to fall. They got to look big. They got to look strong.
I get that. But the Royal Rumble was always, man, once your number was called, you get out there, you get to the ring.
The ramp wasn't that freaking long, though.
Okay.
The ramp used to be literally right next to the ring in ways. If you watch all the old Royal Rumbles, like they used to be like not even that far of a distance. Now you got this daggum treadmill looking thing called a ramp. I mean,
Okay, so Ronda Rousey wound up returning at the Royal Rumble. Everybody was kind of like talking about it, and that was a rumor. It just swept over my head. I just didn't think about it
We
at all.
guessed it.
But she returned,
I guessed
won
it.
the Royal Rumble. How did you guys?
I guessed it.
How did you
I'm a
guys
little
feel?
upset that Bailey didn't show up, but I think I know
Oh
why
man,
Bailey
I'm
didn't show
so
up now.
upset. Bailey did
Nah,
not
fuck
show up,
that, man.
man.
Oscar hasn't even shown up yet.
Oscar didn't show up neither. So it was
Yeah, I
Fuck
know.
that, man.
okay. So what was your guys' thoughts on the Women's Royal Rumble? How do you guys feel about Ronda Rousey going on to WrestleMania for a title shot?
First off, I called this.
You
This
did.
nonsense.
You did. You
Yeah,
did.
I call this nonsense. I told you, man, that women's division doesn't really have anyone left. Well,
They don't.
technically. And then this mwah to the Sailor Moon attire from Sasha fucking Banks. The only thing that kept my eye glued to that TV screen, I was like, wait a minute, what is that? And I was like, why that
That's
remind
split.
And I was like, oh shit. And my girl loves Sailor Moon shit. So I had to like take like some screenshots for her. So I'm like, yo, you might actually like about this costume. And don't hate you for this.
Halloween.
No, she actually liked it. Thank you very much, Ashley.
Roleplay.
We get some appearances. I wish I could say I wish I could say the same about the Father Cross battle over there. We get some surprise appearances. Melina, Mickey James, definitely they give her the proper respect and put Impact with the Impact Knockout champion.
Came out with the music also.
They gave her the proper respect this time around. Michelle McCool took way too long, but we all know what the reason why for that is because she's the Undertaker's wife. So she got blessed with like 10 extra minutes. I'm like, what? Ew. But just to see Charlotte in that ring, I'm like, bitch, your ass could never even been involved in this match. Your spot could have been for Bailey. It could have been for Asuka. It could have been for anyone the fuck else. We had to get you.
I think the reason why they weren't in there is because they weren't going to win.
I'm not finished. So when Ronda Rousey's ass came out, that's when I said, "Oh, game over." There's no one that's gonna throw her over the machine. She ain't gonna take no bump like that. She wins. And sure enough, I was right. And who was the dead last two? The foreshadow of the SmackDown Women's Championship match that is gonna happen versus Charlotte. We get the prequel here. Now we gotta see the story unfold. Since Monday is gonna unfold more tomorrow, which more likely she is gonna be choosing Charlotte, and Becky's gonna be going off with Bianca Belair. Sorry, folks, I spoiled it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
She
Fuck you, and like I said, fuck you. You definitely ain't shit for blocking my video early this morning, you bitch. And believe me, I got more words to say.
Okay, Blackheart said Ronda Rousey. You said she's going to choose Charlotte.
She's going to choose Charlotte.
Okay. Oh wow. I thought maybe she would have choose Becky Lynch.
We thought Becky, but
because she didn't never get
clear.
that one-on-one matchup with Becky Lynch.
Nope.
Fox wants Ronda. Fox wants Ronda.
No, because you want to know why? They're trying to do right by Bianca because of the 22nd match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
They're trying to do right by that.
You're right about that.
They basically was like, you know what, B? Now we owe you. So you're gonna go here with Becky again, and this is how you are gonna win the title back. Meanwhile, Ronda, because you already just came back, you're gonna be going over there on SmackDown because Fox wants you that bad. And Fox really does want her. So they got their wish.
Yep.
Okay. That's gonna be interesting to see, man. I thought obviously she would came back and took
on Becky. And this dude dropping Becky Lynch match, two shits and toys he put. Botchamania High Finest trash.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, bro. Like Piper Niven.
You waste 15 minutes of my time with this match.
Becky sold her ass off, but yeah, Doudrop almost killed Becky.
This is when you know Doudrop is not ready yet.
Nah,
yeah,
she wasn't.
She Doudrop for sure.
Blackheart said this a couple of weeks ago. I remember, or one of you guys said this. If Roman Reigns did not want to close the show, he opened up the show, and it seems though, and it seems though, the Royal. It seems though the start of the show was not going to be Roman Reigns versus Seth. It probably was going to be like Becky or whatever because the matchup did not come off really good. So I seen why they put this
No.
after the Royal Rumble though.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, from that matchup to another matchup from two Hall of Famers. I really didn't pay too much attention to this matchup. You guys had some opinions you guys want to share on this matchup? Or
shout out to Maurice. You know, it doesn't look like she can wrestle. She can't wrestle. So we gotta stop putting the stigma on people that doesn't look like that that they can't wrestle. Because I once remember we also did the same thing about Orange Cassidy, and then look what happened when he came to that match against Pac. And we were blown the fuck away. So we've seen that happen before. Let's not do this shit ever again. Give Maurice her flowers too, even if she's not a full-time in-ring performer, but she still got the moves to be able to play her part. And of course, for the Grit couple, we already knew that. I mean, that dude was really going to win. There's no way that you're going to put Miz over Edge. Come on now, that's not. I'm like it's a no-brainer when it comes to this.
I mean, it was cool to see Beth and Edge together. That's
it's
one
cool
thing.
to see to see couples in WWE actually go ahead in the match. That's cool.
I think it was the best timing. I think it was good for that standpoint. But like how we say with Becky and Seth,
we've been doing this shit for years. What are you talking about?
Well, you remember how like when Becky and Seth had their storyline, and they absolutely hated it because it was just not in their element.
Yeah, no.
This story actually made sense because Maurice came in the match, cost Edge against Miz, and then obviously Beth comes in and is like, "Hey, not anymore. Now the odds are even basically. So now let's see what you can do." And major shout out to Maurice. Maurice has always been a pretty decent worker. Like honestly, she does her part. She doesn't have to bump her ass off like all these other girls. Like when we sit here and say, "Oh, you're a great worker" and stuff like that, it's based off of how your character is, how your gimmick portrays you in the ring. It's not necessarily about how your in-ring work goes, because your character is what your in-ring work should be based off of. And Maurice and Miz have done an amazing job with their characters because their ring work works with their character. Miz can work circles around people, but guess what? His character, it doesn't make sense for him being that way. And that's one thing that has always stand out with Miz for a long time. I enjoyed that match. It was like watching the WrestleMania 33 match with John Cena and Nikki Bella versus
fuck out of here. Now you make me want to fall asleep with that comment.
No, but I'm saying the story, the match was kind of like written out like
no.
In way it was.
John Cena's story was
rewatched it.
John Cena's story was rushed. It was expedited. This one,
it was rushed. I won't even lie about that.
This one was the match. This one was week after week of building up to get to this match. Yeah. You didn't see that when it came to the John Cena and Nikki Bella match and shit like that. No, it was just straight within 2 weeks.
I just said the match, not the whole story. The match.
I don't give a fuck about that. To me, in order for you to get me to watch that match, get me prequel before we get to the pay-per-view. Give me those moments. That'll give me okay. This is the reason why that they really gotta go hard, because this week this one got over on this person. This person ended up in a bad way. Boom, whatever. And then you guys keep going from there. 2 weeks doesn't give me enough time to be like, okay, I'm actually going to watch this match. No.
Thank God no one proposed in this match because they're already married.
Okay, you guys, man. Before we move too far,
I can see someone like you doing that.
Before we move too far on, we were just talking about Becky Lynch. It was announced on Monday Night Raw that Becky Lynch will be taking on Lita at WWE Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia. What you guys' thoughts on this matchup right here?
They just need a filler match just to get to WrestleMania. We all know
it's good to see the women wrestling. It's good to see the women wrestling in Saudi Arabia.
Motherfucker, damn!
Just say something nice.
Say
static.
Say something to the right ass cheek on my gluteus maximus. Okay, it's hairy back there.
Oh wow!
But this is just a filler match. This is just a filler match. A filler match. We all know who's gonna win. Warren, my left butt cheek is the least kissing too, so you can do that as well.
Oh my god! God.
Okay, we gonna keep it moving on, you guys. The Royal Rumble match, we will have that to close out the Royal. Before we did, we will have the WWE Championship matchup between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. I thought this matchup was one of the best matches of the night. No one thought Bobby Lashley would win. Obviously, with the assist of the tribal chief.
Oh boy, you now want to be started on this. Oh boy,
with the
boy.
What's you guys' thoughts of Bobby Lashley becoming a two-time WWE?
Shiz, you got a gift for this one?
This is Act 2. No, listen, this is Act 2 of the Roman Reigns story. So
yes.
Roman Reigns, and you know what I'm saying, in Act 1 went full blown bonkers. Act 2, as I predicted when it came to this match, there's two big beefy men slapping
I predicted Bobby to win.
Chucking each other around like there's no fucking tomorrow. This gave me the Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg feel. So yes, folks, I did this feel, but this feel was different because it reminded me of 2004, the WrestleMania 20. We just get two biffy guys. I mean, it just seems like none of them didn't want to do too much, didn't want to do too little, so they gave us the match that we got. But the ending was what the exclamation point came into play. Act 2, death drives the stick.
Mm-hmm.
And betrayal from a friend hurts way worse than a betrayal from a stranger. Roman comes out, Superman punches Big Brown. He turns over to Heyman. Heyman gives him the World Heavyweight title. His Lesnar with it, throws the belt on the floor, meaning the World Heavyweight Championship don't mean shit to him, and he walks away. And Paul Heyman, the Walrus, he walks away too. This gives the more intrigued story to the Heyman, Roman, and Brock storyline more than what we've seen before. As much people hate seeing it, I love this dynamic of their rivalry. This is chapter 3 in their rivalry. But this is just Act 2 of the same book. And we're getting more as we go along. SmackDown's going to be a lot more interesting to watch now because of this shit. And Raw too, because why? Brock Lesnar's going to be on both. So thank you, WWE, for putting Brock Lesnar on my TV screen at a time where we really need to see him the most. To be able to say he's our hope to be able to dethrone Roman and get his payback on Paul Heyman. But I didn't believe in Lashley. I thought if Lesnar was going to drop the belt, he was going to do some screwy finish. This was a screwy finish. So this was Act 2. Act 3 is coming up much later tonight. So
did you at least like the part that they locked up in the beginning of the match? Because I did not expect that at all.
Nope. Like I just said, two beefy men slapping meat is what Vince McMahon loves and when he beats his meat off to. We know this for a long time. So when I see this match, I'm like, this is a long time to make it, but have we seen big beefy people do this type of shit like that before? Come on, folks. You not know who the Kenny McMahon is? He's a big jockey him damn self. He loves big meaty men. This is what the fuck they got. So people should not be surprised about the match. They should be more surprised about the finish.
Okay. I thought it was a decent matchup for, big meaty men. They started off with the lockup that I did not think that was going to happen. I thought Brock Lesnar was going to come in and then suplex his ass right out the ring. But they, went back and forth for a little bit. With the interference with Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. Beautiful storytelling. How Paul Heyman just handed him the belt and just.
See, I kind of wish that Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin would have got involved in the match, still get their payback on Bobby to continue that storyline too, but they didn't pull that trigger. I was like, bro, like y'all fucking up with these two, man. Like your mom just released their asses too because you're not putting their hurt bitch back together. If you haven't Bobby squash the both of them, then you need to do something with them. Come on. Keys to me, keep it as a tag team or release them. Please do something with these two guys.
Yeah.
Wasting my motherfucking breath. And don't be wasting away black talent like that, WWE. Stop being stupid with that.
Oh
Dumb
man.
fucks.
And I didn't really see the Hurt Business really coming into play with this because
No, I
it was on.
thought they needed to because of the previous week. The previous week when they came out, and then 2 weeks before that, they tried to jump Lashley. I thought they needed to continue that from there. To be like, nah, be like, we ain't going the fuck away, B. You kicked us away, so now we have more reason to go after your neck.
Yeah, but why would they? But once Bobby Lashley whooped their ass on Raw, why would they sort of come back afterwards after Bobby Lashley MVP?
Because they could have used that to force their hand and say, yo, we just need Bobby to lose. Okay? And then you could have had another storyline involving those two because they ain't getting no TV time. So what are they really doing? And then you could do something more with Lashley too on top of that, and therefore, I don't know, maybe you get her business version 2.0 with two other people. Maybe she probably need to turn heels. Boom.
More of a story with it.
You could have done something else with that. But we didn't get no storytelling when it came to that part, did we? No. Nothing. So not a zilch.
Yeah.
So either release those two or you know what I'm saying, or develop a program and intertwine it with Bobby Lashley. Do something.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna see what they do with Bobby Lashley. He's going to be in the fatal.
He's going to be a transitional champion, man. I'm sorry.
Hey, Riddle gets to face Lesnar for once.
I mean, I hope he wins. I hope Bobby Lashley wins. And
did y'all hear the rumor that Riddle was supposed to win the Rumble?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yes, he was penciled in, but then they kept changing it around. But I heard another story that they had penciled Lesnar for like 2 weeks to win the Rumble.
Do y'all think that would have made sense with Riddle winning the Rumble?
No.
That's what I was trying to figure out too. I was like, what story would they have done with that?
The only way that would have worked is if Seth would have won the match, Riddle would have won, and then he could have went after Seth instead. And then you have a baby face and heel dynamic again, and Seth could have stayed at heel.
Mm-hmm.
Riddle would have to work a heel. I don't see him as a baby face.
No, Riddle got to stay as a babyface. There's no way he can play a heel in that juncture. There's no way.
No way.
So do you think, like, in the funny gimmick that he is, do you think that would make... He's been kind of like booked, kind of like how Big E was, like, portrayed for a while. Just a big joke.
No.
So y'all think Riddle has been booked as a serious...
You don't see Riddle dancing around like a fucking goofball, putting nearly your crotch near your face doing this shit? No. You don't see that in white wrestlers. Sorry. You don't see that shit.
He's got his toenails and everything painted.
I don't give a fuck about none of that. Okay? People can get away with certain things, but we've seen this in previous history before, how they made us look like fucking blackface stuff with fucking makeup on. What's that gonna tell you? We're here for entertainment? Fuck you, no. Again, listen, if you're not letting Riddle becoming like the next like RVD 420 watch shit like that, then I don't give a fuck nothing else.
I didn't see
a hybrid version of RVD. That's it.
Yeah.
That drives.
I agree with that. Yeah. RVD has actually said that too. So
yeah. All right, we had the main event, you guys. The Royal Rumble match, the big Royal Rumble matchup. Like I said, I feel as though this was the worst Royal Rumble matchup, men's Royal Rumble matchup. Like none of the surprises really was surprise. Besides Bad Bunny, Shane McMahon, and then the number 30 spot, you get Brock Lesnar, and it happened exactly how I said it would have happened, but except it was Brock Lesnar instead of Bobby Lashley.
Roman.
I was going to have Bobby Lashley lose and come in the Rumble and win it, but instead they took Brock Lesnar. In my opinion, I didn't like it, not one bit, not whatsoever. The Kofi Kingston box up, it really didn't do too good. What was you guys' overall thoughts on the men's Royal Rumble match?
2 shits in a toy seat flush. Shout out to E Dukes. 2 shits in a fucking Royal. This match made me hate the Royal Rumble now. It made me hate it. It made me hate it because one, we get no legends popped up. Not one legend.
Now you don't want.
That one, you get a bunch of mid-carders, jobbers, and upper mid carders, but you don't get the real people that you would look and said, that's my winner. And then I said, if they would have done the AJ Styles when he came in at number 1, and they really treated him as Shawn Michael, and he could have made it to the Final 4, oh my God. That could do wonders for his push for his current run right now, because we already know when his current contract expires, he's done. So what else has he not done in WWE? I thought they could do something with AJ Styles. He did it. Biggie could have been a decisive winner too, because he needed to get that rejuvenation back. They didn't go along with him. Once Lesnar came out, the breath went out in the air again.
Yeah,
Women's Royal Rumble match. I was just like, oh my God. Nope. I'm like, nope. Just forget it. Like, no, he won. I lost. And they come to find out in our little fancy little bubble right here, E-Dude's trying to claim he's seen this shit coming. And I'm like, bro, you're pissed to say that shit. So we got into a fucking half an hour argument about if he would get his points valid or not. And I had to give him the fucking point, because no matter what the hell it would have been flipped, if Lesnar would have never been involved in the match, if Bobby would have been into it and won, he would have won those points regardless. So I did that shit anyway. So now he's my next point. So fuck you, E-Dudes. You never ain't shit, bitch. Anyway, just trash. All the way on Brock Lesnar. This was Act 3 in the Roman story. Act 3, with the challenger gets a get out of jail free card, and this was it right here. We got a get out of jail free card. And shout out to the burning son of the WrestleMania sign that got burned. That was burning twice. So people had to relocate.
Yeah.
So
that was like a whole area too. My gosh.
Yeah. So I'd be mad if I was a person that spent good money on those seats that I gotta be told to move twice. Nah, I ain't having it. But this men's Royal Rumble was 2 shits and a toilet seat flush.
Yeah. Sure was, man. Hey, that's exactly how I feel. I was just like, really, just mid-Carter after mid-Carter, and just no offense to none of
Did this kind of prove why the title was on Roman?
Yeah. See, even your daughter said that.
No.
Huh?
Right?
See, even your daughter agrees. Yeah.
Like every entrant, the crowd just kept getting up and just was like, really? Really? Like, where's the surprise is going to come at? And people were just waiting and never got it.
Poor Shane, man. Man got fired just doing his job.
No. He got fired for trying to book himself to nearly win this Royal Rumble.
That's what it was. Okay. I thought it was just because he was in the Rumble.
Right? And you trying to go over on Bad Bunny too on top of that shit? No, people are not going to be responding to that very well at all.
Word of advice for WWE: stop doing Canadian Destroyer with Bad Bunny. It's making it look like
Stop! No, don't teach any more celebrities that move, because it's going to get played out too quick.
Mm-hmm. Sure is.
That's what you need.
Hey yo, man, the Royal Rumble was the Royal Rumble, man. Until next year, hopefully we don't get another legend or Hall of Fame or just some guy we just don't want it winning coming in at number 30 again. So
good luck with that.
Yeah, I know, right? Definitely good luck with that. Man, this has been an awesome show with you guys, man, as always, man. But this is one of my favorite parts of the show, man. It's time. But before we say final thoughts, man, any other things you guys want to touch on as far as wrestling before we move on?
I'm gonna say this one more time. Fuck you, WWE, and fucking AEW for blocking my last video. Now I gotta go back, remix it again, and then re-upload it to YouTube just so it can stay on it. Motherfucker, this is my 3rd time of the week I did this. 3rd time. So already WWE is basically saying, okay, OTTR, we gotta shut them down. AEW now basically saying, okay, now we start to see who these guys are. So Tony Khan, Vince, suck my nice 7-inch thick fucking sausage. Sprinkle a little bit of marinara sauce. And then I shoot you like the Rocco did at Bulldog Saints. Done. Shout out to the crew. We end this bitch tomorrow. After I get this whole computer thing situated and shit like that. But I got some fucking words to say on my show about the brother motherfuckers tomorrow that my people's gonna actually walk away from me. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'll do shit by my goddamn self. Fuck it, I'll die in the cage. I live 100 years of some mobster shit. Die in the fucking cage because you're not stopping our podcast. And that goes for any promotion that is out there. Pieces of shit.
Hey.
Done.
Gotta get it off your chest, man. Gotta get it off your chest.
Shout out to the Get Off Your Chest podcast too, man.
Yes.
Shout out to DJ, shout out to CJ, Terry, Rhino, my dudes. But nah, this been going on for literally a fucking week, and I just been like, yo, how come everybody else that makes highlight reels and shit like that of your content, you don't block them, but you block me for doing a fucking screen recording, a screen recording, nothing else. So either update your fucking laws and shit like that when it comes to copyright claims and sharing, or don't even have your shit on social media that people can actually repost and get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Oh man. Okay. Final thoughts, man. We got Tom Brady, man. He has retired from the NFL. And he's no longer here. And also, we have the Cincinnati Bengals will be taking on the Los Angeles Rams at the Super Bowl. What's your guys' thoughts, man, on that?
First things first, shout out to the GOAT. I know you was clapping over there because you thinking Mac Jones is not going to win Trevor Lawrence's ass again. So I'm going to be happy to see that once more. Long overdue. I mean, it's overdue. He did it for family. Right call. There's nothing else for him to really to prove because he's done everything, and I don't think anyone is really going to take his titles, try to reach 7 Super Bowls and win 7 times. I don't think there's going to be another person maybe 100 years that's probably going to do that ever again. So he left a good mark, and I think he's a living legend of our time. So fuck you, Warren. As for the Rams and Cincinnati,
I got unmuted after that part.
Yeah, whatever. The Rams versus the Bengals. It's a good matchup. But someone's going to tell me it's going to be the star-studded Rams that's going to win. Joe Burrows may seem like he's ready, but I don't think that team is ready just yet. I don't think so. And Beckham, he's hungry. Donald, he's hungry. Stafford is hungry. Cup is hungry.
Oh my God!
They have a hungry squad over there, and they have a well-balanced team. So I don't think you can probably get past them and have a big tying score. It's going to be by 3. It's going to be down by field goal. Quote me right now. I'm done.
I agree with you on that. I guarantee it's going to be by a field goal. I think it's really going to be a close game. I think it's going to be the Rams score off the rip or something like that, and the Bengals are going to have to chase them. And I think the ending's going to be a field goal, just kind of like how these playoffs have been for a while. It's just a field goal.
Yeah, been coming down to a field goal. Before we head on out of here, I got to say, the Washington Commanders, I don't like the name at all.
Bruh, I wanted to know about that.
I don't like the name at all.
Isn't that a college team, basically?
Bro, why do you take something that can be part of like a high school team?
Okay.
Like, for real, y'all can't just go with some origin behind the state or something like that.
Why not the Huskies or something?
No, I like the Tuskegee men that they had brought up before. I'm like, yes, or Wild Hogs. Yes, go do those 2. Any one of those 2 was good. But this one sounds generic as fuck.
It really is.
Wolves or Huskies or something. I mean, that would be a good one. I would have thought.
The Red Hogs, I think, was the runner-up. You know, everybody in DC was like, yeah, we like the Red Hogs. And, of course, my team was the Ravens. I really didn't care too much. But the Commanders, I mean, hey.
Are they still the same colors, though?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But I don't know, man. The Washington Commanders ain't going so good. But,
I mean, yeah, man. I'm sorry for you DC fans up there. I got to decide to the DC fans up there. I think the only thing that's good right now is the Capitals right now in hockey.
Yep, that's the only thing good, man. That's the only thing. The
Capitals that's keeping me all alive right now is the Capitals playing. And they're actually playing pretty damn well right now, too, going into the All-Star break.
Yep, the Capitals and the Nationals, man. The only 2 good DC teams right here, man. Them the only 2. Only 2. But you guys, man, this has been an awesome episode of Talk Pro
Shout to the
Wrestling.
Bruins. Yeah.
Yeah. Warren Marlowe, man. Hey, look at, I'm gonna be dealing with some of that, man, in the coming months, though. But it's all dope, man. I see your daughter wanted to make a special appearance on the podcast this week.
I was wondering. I was like, damn, my thing keeps getting muted. And I'm like, oh, thank God. But yeah, cool. Man, this is always a pleasure. I will say my last plug on the Buzz with Marlowe thing tomorrow. I'll be joined with my good friend Jeff Sidewell, rock climber, fitness nutritionist, and stuff like that. So check it out. Also, I want to give a major shout out to my last guest, Jay Lyric. His episode hit over 500 downloads last week. Remarkably, it was amazing, and also he even topped the charts in Janet Jackson's playlist of the R&B songs at number 7 out of the top 10. So major shout out to him on that. His album has been doing a phenomenal job. Highly recommend people to go check it out. Go on our site for Buzzing with Marlowe and get your album, man. This dude, he brought R&B back. He brought it back. Guys, it's always a pleasure to be with y'all.
Man, it's always a pleasure having you here, man.
Wait. Two more things. New theme. Shut up. New theme song.
I haven't said much all day, so say
it. New theme song dropping in a couple of days. I gotta wait. I promised the artist I will wait till after he debuts his album tomorrow in order for me to debut it on the podcast. So shout out to Louis M. Check him out on Bandcamp.com. His album drops tomorrow. Please do check out the very last song on that album, Pipe Bomb. And you're going to figure it out. And you're going to see why. Also, next week on our very first After Dark of Season 5, we're going to be getting taken over by Jay Bougie and PJ Savage next week, Wednesday. So we'll be live for that, as they're going to call out Shane Taylor Promotions and try to get this match booked. I don't know where, I don't know when, but if the thing does happen, they better pay my fucking plane ticket and my seat, because I'm going to be there in the front row seat. But we're going to have them both on the show next week. Stay tuned for that. And got a lot more in store. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like, share, subscribe button, notification bells on all of our podcast channels. Everywhere.
You got it. You heard that right, everyone, man. And for everyone who's watching and listening, go subscribe, go like, go comment it, man. Share Off the Top Ropes podcast and Buzzing with Marlowe, man. For real, do it right now. But you guys, man, like I said, it's been an awesome show. At the end, every single week with you guys, man. We're going to see you guys next week on Off the Top Ropes podcast, live Wednesday, 5 p.m. We're going to be on Buzzing with Marlowe the week after, right back here on Talk Pro Wrestling. We're talking pro wrestling each and every week. I love it. Before I go, you know what time it is. Don't forget to follow the 1130 Podcast on all social media platforms. Follow me on Twitter at the 1130 Podcast. Like the 1130 Podcast on Facebook. Subscribe. Yes, subscribe to the 1130 Podcast on YouTube, you dig? And the 1130 Podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. This episode will be back. This podcast will be back next Friday. And also the 1130 Podcast main show on YouTube and radio this Wednesday. But other than that, you guys, man, stay blessed, stay safe, give all the glory to God, man. Keep doing everything.
It's my turn next week, and Warren, you're in for an ass whooping. Well, maybe not.
You pretty much talked half this episode, so it didn't matter to me.
Listen, man, I went through a lot in the last few fucking days, and we'll talk about this after the camera goes off. But yeah, folks, this is why I put on the Instagram mood after moving, and it had always faces scrunched up. I'm like, yeah, that's how I felt that day.
Hey, yo, man.
Always a pleasure, Bill.
Always a pleasure. This was a great one. Appreciate everyone joining, man. And we out, man.